Is the pick on the table, yes or no?
That's going to be a no from me, dog. You're going to be in need going forward of all the lottery picks you have, including this one. If it's top 4, then you can get a really good player who hopefully you get it right, and he can be the cornerstone of your post-Steph era that's coming sooner than you think.
Why does this feel like such an easy answer for fans and such an easy answer for the Warriors, but both sides come up with the opposite answer?
Depends on what they want to do. Well, again, this goes to Joe Lacob and the idea of light years, and also the notion that we will not be in the lottery. We're not a lottery team. Mm-hmm. And now you're in the lottery this year, and I don't think that he can stomach another year this year like he had last year. And so in his mind, he would think, all right, we got the top 4 pick. We can use that and another pick and maybe a couple of swaps, and we can go get it. Fill in the blank guy who will help us immediately be relevant next year. That's what I think the thinking would be there. And for me, lifelong Warrior fan, I know the Steph Curry era is going to end sooner than later. And when you want to rebuild, we've been through it, all these examples of great runs that end, and how do you go from there to being good again? And it's the draft almost always.
I know, but it's such a great barbershop argument.
Yeah.
It really is, because I think that you can sound very, very reasoned and intelligent and thoughtful and say what you just said. You know what I mean? Like, my daughter is 17. We're coming up on the summer after her junior year. It would be stupid for me to not be starting to think about college with her. Like, you have to, even though that's not the now, you have to think ahead a little bit. And it's an organization's job to do so. And when your star players are 39 and 37 and 37 with a torn this and that, and all of these things that the Warriors are right now, I think it's so easy to say what you just said. And I agree with you. The idea of trading buckets of first-round capital when you're in the Warriors situation sounds ludicrous. And then somebody can walk in and sit down in the chair next to you and go, yeah, but Steph Curry. And you're kind of frozen.
A little bit.
It's like getting hit with a taser. Don't tase me, bro.
Right.
Because
don't trade me, bro. I'm a lottery pick.
How do you argue that?
Well, the argument, the counter would be, yeah, Steph Curry. What did he say at the end of the year? He talked about, recalibrating expectations and it being okay. And Draymond, even last night on TNT or ESPN, I'm so used to TNT, but Draymond saying, yeah, success may have to be measured in different ways. It feels to me like they're already in that space of, hey, make the playoffs and have a shot. And so I think that definitely, for me, would color the way I went about things.
Okay, but to me, there's a middle ground about what you're saying. I don't think I ever heard Steph Curry or Draymond say, yeah, we got to recalibrate success, so let's just go ahead and rebuild with a pup. Like, that's not what they said.
No, but they both have said, like, we don't want to just trade a bunch of the lottery picks in the future.
Right, but they definitely would like someone to help them now. Absolutely. Of course they would.
Well, and Draymond even said it yesterday where you got $75 million of payroll that's not going to play for the majority of the year. It's Jimmy and Moses. They're both out. And I think it's closer to $70 million, but the point was well made that almost half of your payroll, your current estimated payroll, is not going to play until January at the earliest. So, yeah, you're going to need help immediately.
Okay, so is the pick on the table or not?
It's not. It's not on the table.
There's no player in the NBA that's
going to be available, yeah. Well, okay, Wemby. We'll give you 4 picks for Wemby.
Sure. I mean, no, I get that. But I also would argue that sometimes we don't know who's available. I know that January of 2025, I didn't know that Luka was available. Did you?
No, no one did.
Luka didn't know that Luka was available. So
Nico Harrison.
So is there even, what if I re-asked it that way? I mean, is there anything that puts it on the table? Sure. Not Wemby. I get it. But we don't know what we don't know. And this is a hell of a draft. and the concept of the Warriors moving up, that's a hell of a pick.
Can I specify something really quick?
Sure.
Are you guys talking about just this year's pick or multiple picks? Because those are two
pick.
very different conversations.
I'm talking about this year's pick. In the draft that we have all been told, and you know how I love a good draft, the draft that we've been told is the draft of the decade. This is the one. 15 players. And if the Warriors were to move up and have a top 4 selection in that draft, would it be available in any form? Whether that's a package of first rounders or even just that pick to bring in anyone who helps now? Or are you absolutely dead set against that? You would like to make the selection because people do believe that there are 5, 6, 7 future stars in this draft. I think the whole conversation is indicative of larger points with regard to where the Warriors are. So
I think to Grandy's question, if you just traded this one pick, what kind of a player back would you get? Like, you're not going to trade a top 4 pick and get Denny Avdija from Portland straight up. That doesn't happen.
No, not straight up.
So
no.
I guess that would be the follow-up question.
What if we could get your guy? Trey Murphy.
Trey Murphy, well, you'd have to probably ship him Draymond Green or somebody to make the salary work.
Whatever.
But one pick for Trey Murphy, I'd rather have a younger version, a guy who is under extreme salary control who possibly could be as good of a player.
And probably possibly could be way worse.
And that to me becomes the intriguing part about trading the pick, because I'm looking at top 4 picks of late. And, last year you had Flagg, Dylan Harper, Edgecombe, and Con Kneppel. That's a top 4 that looks pretty good. But you go back to 2020, Anthony Edwards, James Wiseman, LaMelo Ball, and Patrick Williams. So top 4s are not always slam dunk. Everybody gets them right.
And by the way, even those, name them again, the 4 from last year. Edgecombe, Kneppel,
Flagg, and Dylan Harper.
Okay, those are really, really good players.
It's a good top 4.
Although, how many of them are actively participating and pushing winning in the playoffs right now? What, Edgecombe and Harper?
Correct, yeah.
And neither one of them are featured.
Edgecombe's been phenomenal.
He's been phenomenal.
Edgecombe's featured.
Yeah. Oh,
I mean, they've got a multitude of guys. He's not their one.
He's not their one, is what I'm saying.
He could be featured as the 2 or even the 3.
I agree.
Well, I mean,
it's
okay.
Yeah, I'm with you. And as a rookie, he's been impactful
key
in
to
winning.
their success.
Yeah, for sure. And
they don't win that series in the first round without him. He was
Dylan
amazing.
Harper is what, 3rd, 4th best player on the Spurs?
Maybe even lower than that.
Yeah.
But he's a guy who's impactful.
Phenomenal.
Yep.
Okay, but so let me throw it out this way. What are the chances? Because then you said, there's no guarantee a top 3 or 4
Let's go to 2024. Number 1, Zachary Richachet. DNPs.
Looks like a bust.
Alexander Sarr, Reed Shepard, good player, and your guy, Stephon Castle, at number 4.
I love him.
But, Richachet does not.
No.
2 years in, that looks to be a miss at number 1.
But check this. Even if you keep that pick and make the right pick, what are the chances he helps Steph right away?
Depends on who's coaching. What? You coaching, Steve?
Good answer.
Here's an idea, Steve.
Good answer.
Let the people know. I know you're out there gallivanting with your high school buddies. It's a bit of a reunion today. Shout out Mike Silver for sharing all the pictures. But, pick up a phone and call Lacob and say yay or nay.
By the way, the overhit.
I know. It was a silly line.
It's just 225. All right, so at this point, I've just kind of set that table. I really, really want to let's have this conversation for a second. Warrior fans, right now, we will take your calls. 888-957-9570. If the Warriors move up this weekend, is that pick available or absolutely off the table?